कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जन्मं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. So first of all, I would like to thank the organizers, the ISKCON Singapore Center, for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to speak, to connect with all of you, and to speak on Ramayan for some time. So the topic what we have chosen for today's session is lessons from Ramayan. Do we have a slide changer, or you'll be doing? Thank you. So lessons from Ramayan. Next slide. So we all can recite this together. Yogabhiyamam Radhangaghiram Rajivanetram Raghuvanshanatham Karunyarupam Karunakarantam Shri Ramachandram Sharanam Prapadye Shri Ramachandram Sharanam Prapadye Shri Ramachandram Sharanam Prapadye. I take refuge in Sri Rama, who's pleasing to the people, who's calm and composed in the battlefield, whose eyes are like blue lotuses, and who's the lord of the Raghu dynasty, who's an embodiment of compassion and shower his compassion to all. I take refuge in the lotus feet of Sri Ramachandra. So if we read this particular offering, so we see that Lord Ramachandra's compassion is glorified. So we know that he had so much power, he was so powerful, and yet he is glorified more because of his compassion than his power. So if a person has lots of power and no compassion, you know who he becomes? He becomes Ravana. Because Ravan had so much power, but he didn't have compassion. So the difference, the striking difference between Rama and Ravana is that Rama was so compassionate. In fact, there is a point, we would all know that Vibhishan, I mean, I'll not go so much into the story of Ramayan, but focus more on the lessons of Ramayan, because if we go story-wise, then Maybe 1 week would be fine, 1 hour would be too less. So, so there was this day when Vibhishan actually comes, and Vibhishan tries to convince his brother Ravana that, you return Sita, this is not fair, there is no point of you fighting with Rama. And he was very, very particular that no, how will I not fight after all what he has done to me? So then Vibhishan asked, what has he done to you? So he said, my brother Harshan and the entire army was killed by him. So then Vibhishan said, if you are so angry because of that, you should have got 10 months back. Why you waited for such long time? Why you didn't go and fight with him? And then he said, no, he cut my sister's, nose and ears. So he said, but what your sister did, you are not seeing that. You are completely undermining the fact what your sister was trying to do. She was trying to kill Sita Devi that time. So anyway, so there was lot of front and back, and then finally Vibhishan understood that my brother, I cannot make him understand. Though he's a Pandita, but I cannot make him understand this basic thing. So finally he decides and he leaves and he goes to take shelter of Ramachandra. So when he reaches there, before Lord Rama sees him, actually there were so many others, like security check. So there were different security check, there were different Vanaras who were stopping him and asking him, and he was just pleading that get me an audience with Lord Ramachandra, because I have given the company of my brother. I don't want to be with him. Though I am brother of Ravana, but I want to take shelter of Lord Ramachandra. So now the Acharyas describe that was his first mistake, that he introduced himself not as a devotee of Rama, but as a brother of Ravana. So because he said that, so now whom we connect with, how we see ourselves, that describes our identity. So he, till that point, though he had left Ravana, and yet he was connected with that saying that I am brother of Ravana. So then they became even more suspicious and they were like, no, no, no. And then this news finally reached Lord Ramachandra, and Lord Rama said, why did you stop him? And then they said that we have our own, areas of concern, and we don't think that it is a good idea because he is from the opposite party. How do we trust him? How to, maybe we can have some spies on him and find out what is his intention, why has he come here? So like that, there was a lot of discussion. And then finally Rama said, okay, you decide whether I can give him my shelter or not. He asked this question. And then he takes everyone's opinion. So he asks Sugriv, he asked Angad, he asked Hanuman, like that. Ramachandra was asking different people about their opinion, whether to accept him or not. Sorry, whether to give him shelter or not. He was asking this specific question. Can I give shelter to Vibhishan? So people were of varying opinion, and most of them, they were telling that don't give him shelter. He is not qualified. He is not okay. It is not okay. So then Rama said, I am not asking you whether he is qualified or not. I am asking whether I am qualified to give him shelter or not. So that is the compassionate heart of Ramachandra, that he is telling that of course he is qualified. What to talk of him? Even Ravana, if he comes today and he says, oh Rama, I am yours, I will accept him also, and I will give him whatever best I could give him. So like that, there was this discussion. And then, of course, he accepted, Ramachandra accepted him. And he also does his Abhishek, Raj Abhishek, that in future, I will make you Lankapati. I will give you the kingdom of Lanka because you have come and taken shelter of me. So then one of the monkey armies, one person, he came and he asked Rama that you are telling that you will give Lanka to him. What if Ravan comes now and he surrenders to you? What will you give Ravan? So then he said, then I will give Lanka to Ravan and I will give Ayodhya to Vibhishan. And then Rama said, Ayodhya you have already given, no? Ayodhya already there is. Who's in Ayodhya? Bharat. You have already given Bharat Ayodhya, then how will you give Vibhishan Ayodhya? He said, no, then I will give Bharat Vaikuntha. I will give the rulership of Vaikuntha to Bharat. My dear Lord, where will you go then? And then he says, I will go around and serve all these three glorious kings. So that is the compassion of Lord Ramachandra. That is why we worship Lord Ramachandra. And that is one characteristic, that is one quality which is extremely necessary for any preacher. See, we may be good in Sanskrit, we may be good in scriptures, we may be good in so many other things, but if my heart is not full of compassion, I don't feel the pain of other person. And the other people, they are not feeling their pain. You know, people, you meet anyone, you ask, how are you? What is the reply you get? I'm fine. He's lying on the hospital bed also and you ask, how are you? I'm fine, I'm good. So people don't know that they are suffering. You know, people get so accustomed to whatever life they are living, that they think that that is the best. So the preacher has to feel their pain also. So imagine how much compassion is needed. So that is why we remember Ramachandra, and that is what our prayer should be to Ramachandra. That give me also that compassion, where I can actually become like Pandita Samadarshana. So I can actually acquire that state where I have this equal vision for everyone, and I can give this gift of Krishna consciousness to one and all. So we will get into the next slide. So now here in this slide you see this is the structure of Ramayan. So Ramayan, the first kand is Bal Kand. Actually there are 6 kand, and then the last one Uttara Kand is like an appendix which was added later. So first is Bal Kand, which is for 13 years. Any idea what happens at the end of Bal Kand?
Ram is taken by Guru Maharaj.
Lord Ram gets married to Sita. Then there is Ayodhya Kand. And this Ayodhya Kand is a description of the married life of Sita and Ram. Then there is Aranya Kand, which is again for 13 years. What is there in Aranya Kand? The most romantic pastimes. Like those of us who have this inclination or interest in watching, romantic movies, we must read Aranya Kand. And then we will understand, what real romance is. So actually imagine this Aranya Kand, there was just Sita and Ram, and Lakshman was there just as not even as an assistant but as a servant. So Lakshman was there just for doing these services. So it is basically talking about Sita and Ram and their me time. It was just the two of them and they were spending time with each other. So that is Aranya Kand. Then Kishkinda Kand is for 2 months. What happens in Kishkinda Kand?
Meet
Sugrit and
what
is the agenda? Search for Sita. So Aranya Kand is all about searching Sita. And then there is Sundar Kand. Sundar Kand is the most popular and the smallest of all. Just 2 days. Sundar Kand happened just for 2 days. And this is about Hanuman finding Sita. So meeting Sita in Lanka. And then there is Yuddha Kand. So the Yuddha happens and then finally the Yuddha ends and the culmination of Yuddha Kand is meeting of Ram and Sita. Bal Kand, Sita Ram Vivah. Ayodhya Kand, Sita Ram in the palace. Aranya Kand, description of Sita Devi. Kishkinda Kand, searching Sita. Sundar Kand, finding Sita. Yuddha Kand, uniting with Sita. So the name is Ramayan, but it is all about Mother Sita. So people get this doubt now that, Lord Ramachandra, why did he leave Sita and all? But if we see, how much he was in love with his wife, and the whole, though we say Ramayan, but it is Sita-ayan. The whole description is all about and around Sita Devi. So that is the structure of Ramayan. Now going further, so Ramayan basically spans in 3 cities. There is description of Ayodhya, there is description of Kishkinda and Lanka. These 3 cities actually represents 3 consciousness. So people who were living, let's take Lanka first. So people who were living in Lanka, their consciousness is to take whatever I want, to enjoy everything I want to enjoy. There is no right and wrong. In fact, they would compete for doing wrong and more wrong. So like Ravan kidnapped Sita and Kumbhakaran is there to support. Yes, go ahead, do it. We'll kill, we'll attack Rama. Like that. So wrong and more wrong. There the two brothers are there, Ravan and Kumbhakarna, and both are bent upon doing more and more wrong activities. And they are completely thankless people, no gratitude. We talk about attitude of gratitude, they are opposite of that. So there is a description that Raman, he did a long tapasya to please Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva, he was a worshipper of Lord Shiva, so he did lot of tapasya to please Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva was pleased and he said that, okay, so what do you want? Ask. So he said, first I want your own Atma Linga. So that lingam which Shiva had, which was very dear to him. So he said, I want that. Now, we don't worship Krishna and then when Krishna comes in front of us, we say, we want your fruit. You know? But it was like that. He's so thankless that first he pleases Shiva and then he says, I want your own Atma Linga. So Shiva said, okay. And he said, I want one more thing. He said, what? When I last visited Kailash, there was one lady there. He knew who that lady was. He knew that he was talking about Mother Parvati. He said, I want to enjoy with that lady. So, so that is the degree of opposite of gratitude. So that is the consciousness of people who are there in Lanka. When we talk about Kishkinda, so Kishkinda, again there are two brothers. Who are the two brothers in Kishkinda? Bali and Sugriv. Fight happens between the brother. What is right, what is wrong. Bali says you are doing you did wrong to me, and he says you did wrong to me, and then there is a battle and then they fight and they establish, one wins, one loses. So very much like us. Like most of us, because before coming to Krishna consciousness, probably we were in Lanka. We wanted to enjoy anything and everything what we want, whatever we come across. I am the master of my own universe. My universe revolves around me. I am the center and I want this, I want this. That is Lanka. Then Kishkinda is a little more being human. So there are people who are, like we have this tagline, being human. So Lanka, Kishkinda Vasis are human-like. So they are grateful, but they need to be reminded. Like for example, there is a whole description that is Sugriv and Bali. And then finally Bali was defeated and Sugriva had promised Rama that after that I'll come with you and we'll find out where Sita Devi is. But then once he won the battle, he forgot everything. And he started enjoying in his own world. And then one day Lakshman got very angry and he said, I'm going to kill him today. This is his last day. So Rama said, not like that. You can go and scare him. Don't kill him, but scare him. Because people who are in Kishkinda, so they work out of fear. So scare him a little and then he'll come on path. So that is the outlook, that is the consciousness of Kishkinda Vasi. And then there is Ayodhya. So Ayodhya, the description is, first thing, Ayodhya, which means there is no yuddha there. There is no fight, there is no battle, there is no war also. And people are so honest that there are no locks. People would not use lock. And interestingly, there are no beggars. Why no beggars? Because people were sufficiently satisfied. There was so much of prosperity that whatever was needed, they already had. So they need not go for begging. And extremely grateful people. Very, very grateful. So grateful, one example is that when Rama's coronation was going on, and Sita Devi suddenly, like Hanuman was there and others were there, and the kumkum was sprinkled in the air. So when she sees kumkum, she starts crying. And then she was asked, what happened, mother? Why are you crying suddenly? And she said that Jatayu, she was suddenly remembering Jatayu. And she said that so much blood loss, he gave his life for me. And I'm remembering him because I could not do anything for him. So I mean, imagine such a point where everybody was busy in celebrations, and yet she was remembering Jatayu. So that is how people of Lanka are. They are extremely grateful people. So Ayodhya, I will do right, and the other brother comes and say, no, I will do more right. Now example of that when Rama goes to the forest and Bharat comes to know about this, and Bharat goes running to the forest and he says that you have to come back. And Rama says, no, my father has told me to stay here. This is right for me. Let me do that. And Bharat says, no, this is right for me that I give the kingdom to you. How can I sit on that throne? I am your property. How can one property enjoy another property? So come back and take that kingdom. That is your kingdom. So like that. So here in Ayodhya, the competition is between right and more right. So right and more right, right and wrong and more wrong. So these are the three cities. And the point which we need to remember is that our Krishna consciousness is a journey from Lanka to Ayodhya. So we are somewhere in between. But we have to work on our consciousness so that ultimately we reach that consciousness where Ram Rajya automatically comes. When we become Ayodhya Vasi, then there is a Ram Raj within our heart. So that is the whole pastime. So now going to the next slide. Yes. So today's session, we will see how many of these lessons we can learn, but there are basically 6 different points which I wanted to discuss. Generally, these are the 6 points which I discussed during this session. So we will see whatever we can complete. So the first one is twist in the tale. So we know Ramayan, Dashrath, he was planning to coronate Rama, and the whole Ayodhya was rejoicing and everyone was happy and they were all waiting. The next day was the coronation. Ram and Sita, when they heard that Rama would be coronated, whole night they were doing austerity, not like us that we go to hotel or somewhere to celebrate. We will just throw a party when there is a coronation next day. But here were Ram and Sita, whole night they were doing certain austerities and tapasyas because they were preparing their consciousness to become the king. So everyone was ready, and then we know that there is a turning point, there is a twist in the story. Actually, there are 2 women who changed the course of Ramayan. So one is Kaikeyi is just an instrument.
Manthara.
One is Manthara. So this time Manthara goes and she talks to Kaikeyi, and Kaikeyi, flares up. Like initially, Kaikeyi would adore Lord Rama more than Bharat. It is described that Kaikeyi's one name was Sumukhi because she would always glorify Lord Ramchandra, and Sulochini because the first thing she would see every day morning was the face of Lord Ramchandra. So that is how she was attached to Rama. But because her intelligence was weak, and Manthara comes and Manthara starts talking to her, and Manthara tells, see, tomorrow Rama will become the king, I will still remain the servant. Even Bharat becomes the king, I will still remain the servant only. So my position is not changing, but your position would change. So you are king's favorite queen, but then when Rama will become the king, then his mother would become his favorite queen. So your position would change then. So I am concerned about you, and that is why I am telling you. So all that she tells, and she sort of brainwashes her, and then we know that how she demands that, I want these 2 things. So now we are going to learn things when there is a twist in the tale. So like all of us, we have our life sorted, like we have our plans, we have our yearly plan and monthly plan and weekly plan and daily plan and hourly plan. Like you all would be clear now that today evening when you will go back home, what you have done some cooking, or what all is there in the evening that is planned. So we all believe in plans, and we all want our life to go as per the plan. And if there is any shift in the plan, what happens? How do we react?
Disappointed, frustration, anger.
We become Lankavasi. We start finding people, pointing people, blaming people, and we don't take blame ourselves. I am late, because there was so much traffic. I am late, because there was no fuel in the car. I am late, because my husband delayed me. Never would I ever say, I'm sorry, I am late. Like generally the first reaction is that. So when our plan changes, we get very disturbed. We get very frustrated. So now here we will see in the first session, twist in the tale. So when Manthara's crooked mind had changed Kaikeyi's mind, and Kaikeyi wants 2 boons. So Manthara has taught her very well, ki, don't shift, don't compromise from these 2 things. What are the 2 things?
Ram should go to the forest and
Rama should go to the forest forever.
For 14 years.
For
14 years.
For 14 years. And second?
Bharata should be made the king.
Bharat should be the king. So these are the 2 things which she asked. So actually, Dashrath, Dashrath was very happy and he comes to tell Kaikeyi about the event that, like, today, early morning he has reached there, no sorry, late night he has reached there, and he was talking to his queen Kaikeyi, and he sees that Kaikeyi is not in her palace. Kaikeyi is in a place called Kop Bhavan. So imagine so much of opulence they would have that they had a designated place to get angry and go there so that everyone would understand that you are angry and you need to be pampered, and so the king would understand, the husband would get it. These days husband don't get it that the wife is angry, why is she angry? They don't understand. So here they would understand, so for them to get it. So now she was there in the Kop Bhavan and Dashrath comes. And Dashrath tries to tell her and convince her, and he reminds her, you are Sumukhi, you are Sulochini, Rama loves you more than Kaushalya, Rama loves you more than me also. What is the problem? What did Rama do? Okay, you want Bharat to be the king? I will do that. And Rama would be more than happy to make Bharat the king. But why are you asking to send him away on an exile? So Kaikeyi was very clear actually, because she was taught very clearly, the instructions were very clear. So she knew that if Bharat would become the king and if Rama stays here, Ayodhya Vasis won't accept it. People would not accept. So if the Praja is not accepting, what the Raja will do? So she was very clear and she was very adamant that no, this is what I want. So Dashrath was extremely disturbed and he was sitting there, and then comes Rama. Next slide. So then Rama comes there, and when Rama comes, Rama goes to Kaikeyi, and Kaikeyi tells that, look, your father had promised me these two things he would be giving, and I have asked him, and he's not able to fulfill that. But you being the son, it is your responsibility to fulfill. So Rama was disturbed. Any guesses why Rama was disturbed?
Directly.
His point was, where did I fail in my relationship with you that you needed these boons for me to go to the forest? You could have just called me and said, Rama, go to the forest for 14 years. Why did you doubt that I will not follow if you will tell? So his thing was not that why are you sending me to the forest? His problem was that why you did not tell me directly? I would have heard, I would have done anyways. I have failed as a son. So that is how Rama was lamenting, that I failed you as the son, and that is the problem. I would have gone, let my father be here, let my father be happy. I have no problem like that. So that happens, and then Rama goes to meet Kaushalya. So Kaushalya was not aware that all this has happened. Kaushalya had prepared an elaborate feast, and it is described that she has dressed herself in a white silk sari, and she was very, very happily waiting for Rama to be crowned as the prince, as the king. And then Rama goes and he informs this, and Rama had come there with Sita Devi. So actually Kaushalya first, so she asked, what she asked is, did your father tell you to go, or your mother also asked? Kaikeyi was there, so she asked that, did your father alone tell you to go, or your mother also asked? So Rama said, how does that matter? So Kaushalya replied that if your father has told you to go, then I, being your mother, I can overrule that, and I can tell you are not going. But if your mother has already told, then I cannot do anything. So I mean, imagine such a huge change in life and how people are reacting to it. We talk about being composed. How much composure is required there for Kaushalya, whose only son who was being coronated, has been asked to leave, and that too without any flaws. And here she is asking that whether your father alone told you or your mother also said, because if your mother said, I can stop you. So then he informs that no, it is not only him, it is mother and father both have told. Then she says, okay, then I have just one request, don't take Sita with you. So till this time, it was only about Rama going, and because they were together, so Kaushalya thought that. So Rama turned towards Sita Devi and he started talking to her, and it is described in Ramayan that this is the first time when Rama and Sita would talk in the presence of elder. Like so much respect is there, otherwise they would not talk in the presence of elders. So now he starts telling Sita Devi that 14 years will just go by like this. It is just 14 years and Bharat will become the king. So you should serve the king. Shatrughan is very young. So please tolerate if he makes some mistakes, etc. He is my brother. He is very nice. You just tolerate him. You must serve father and take care of all the three mothers. And you should not discriminate between any of the mother. All three mothers are the same. So like that, he is giving instruction to Srimati Sita Devi and he is telling that 14 years only. So Sita was like, I don't get you. What are you telling me? What are you talking about? I am your Ardhangini. I am your half and I have to be with you wherever you go. You remember my father married me to you and he said that she will always be along with you as your shadow. In fact, there is a description that when Sita Ram Vivaha happens and Janak says that my daughter will be attached to your feet constantly like a shadow, like she will always be there. So when there is prosperity in your life, so it is like the sun rising from the front. So he said that when sun rises from the front, the shadow is behind. So similarly, when there be prosperity in your life, in your kingdom, my daughter will be behind you. And when there is problem, so the sun has gone to the back side and we are facing that side. So then the shadow comes in the front. So Janaka says that at that time my daughter will come in front and lead you. So that way my daughter will constantly be connected with you. So there actually Janak is teaching a very important lesson for how to be a good wife also. So following the husband and leading the husband in the moment of difficulty. It is not that you are just in the thin air and you are non-existent. It's not like that. So Janak said that when there is a difficulty, she'll take the control, she'll take the reins, she will lead through the difficult situations also. So Sita Devi says, that, so are you joking that you are leaving me and going? I mean, I am of course coming with you. What are you talking? And then she starts telling, so Rama starts telling to her that in the forest there would be so many difficulties, there are so many ferocious animals, there would be snake, there is worm and we'll not have proper mattresses to sleep. The floor would be so hard and then the waterfall so noisy at night, you would not be able to sleep. So, and some Rakshasas may come there and they may torment you. So all that he is telling to dissuade her from coming. And Sita Devi started telling that what will you do if the animals would come or the Rakshasas would come? Are you not there to protect me? I am not going to the forest alone, you are coming along with me. And what type of mattress or pillows I need when your arms are there around me? So I don't need any mattress or pillow. You are there and you are my everything. And I cannot live without you and I will be happy only with you in your company. So all this, so finally, Rama was still actually hesitant. Rama says, what will happen to my reputation? What people would think of me that he went to the forest and he dragged along his wife also. So Sita Devi, now she was going to speak for the first time something which she knew would be hurtful to Rama. And knowingly she speaks and she knew that okay, once he agrees then 14 years are there, I'll pacify him. But let me speak now. So she says, you are talking about your reputation. What will my father think when he'll hear that you left me behind and you have gone there? He will think that I have married my daughter to a woman who wears clothes like men. So basically he is calling Ramchandra that you are showing your impotency by not taking me. So she knew that for the Kshatriya it is a big insult. So she knows that and yet she knew that this is her last chance. Otherwise there will be no chance and for 14 years she'll be there. So then finally Rama gives in. Next slide. So finally Rama gives in and he agrees to take Sita Devi along with him. Next please. And then Rama says, okay, so we both will go. And Lakshman said, yeah, come, we'll go. He said, from where did you come from? So Rama says, Lakshman said, all the while you were saying that we are going, I mean, actually, Rama is speaking in plural. So when he goes and takes permission from Kaushalya, that time also he speaks in Bahuvachan, plural, like we are going. And Lakshman says that when you were talking to Sita Devi, you told follow Bharat, don't take offenses from Shatrughan, take care of father and all the three mothers. You did not tell to take care of me. You didn't tell anything about me. Why? Because you know I was coming with you. So I am coming with you, so there is no point. And then he says that Ram, Sita, you don't know, but when you are there in the forest and you both are roaming there and you are hungry, who will get the food for you? Or when you are sleeping, who will watch you that you are protected in the forest? Or who would prepare a hut for you where you can stay? Who will do all those things? So please don't even think about it. I am coming. So change in situation and the reaction. Now this happened, settled that these three people are going to the forest. Now Lakshman goes to see his wife. Anyone knows his wife's name? Urmila. So now Urmila Devi, she is such an unsung hero of Ramayan. She is a very good painter. She was painting this Rama Sita coronation painting and she thought that today is the coronation and I'll gift this. So Lakshman comes from behind and he calls her out and then the color spills and her painting gets spoiled. So Urmila says, oh my dear Lord, what you have done now, my whole work has, it's spoiled, I have to do it again. So Lakshman replies, you have 14 years to do it again. And then he started describing that the sudden turn of events and all what has happened. And he says, so this is how it is and I am going. And when he says like that, he was unsure how would Urmila respond. So Urmila's response is something again which we all must try to internalize the depth of it. Urmila says, as a wife, my duty is to be with you. Like how Sita said, like I am your Ardhamini and I should always accompany you. But being your wife, I understand that if I come along with you in the forest, I'll be more of a disturbance and distraction in your service to Ram and Sita. And my service is to assist you in your service. So if I come, that will be for my sense gratification. I will enjoy being with you, but then I will be causing a disturbance in your service. So my service is to assist you. So if we have a junior position, not necessary, I mean we are not talking only about wife as such, but any junior positions of our duty is to serve the way the senior person wants it, not distract him from his own service. So Urmila Devi says there, so that with a heavy heart I will stay behind, because if I will come, then you don't have to worry about two people, then you have to worry about three, then you have to take care of me, then you have to get food for me, shelter for me, etc., etc., etc. So I will stay here. So later there is a description that when Lakshman goes in the forest, first night itself, and Nidra Devi comes and asks Lakshman that it's time to sleep, you have to sleep. And he says, I take a vow that 40 years I will not sleep. I'll guard my brother and sister-in-law. So Nidra Devi says, then how do I do my duty? My duty is to put you to rest and you are not sleeping. So Lakshman says, go to Ayodhya. There is my wife Urmila. She will sleep on my behalf also. So the description is there that Urmila Devi, she would sleep during the day for Lakshman's time and at night for her time. So like she was that way, she was serving her husband. So that is Urmila Devi. So now this was settled. And then Lakshman goes to take blessings of his mother. So he had seen one huge scene at Kaushalya's palace. And now like heart was coming in his mouth, he was like, what will happen? How would she react? How would she react? So he goes and he takes blessings, tells Sumitra and seeks her blessing. And here is a mother who says that from now on, Rama is your father and Sita is your mother. And that forest is your palace, Ayodhya. So now you go and you serve your brother and his wife, and I am so very proud of you. I am so very proud because two of my sons, Lakshman and Shatrughan, they are leading the kingdom of servitude. One is serving Bharat and other is serving Ramchandra. So she says that, so I bless you to rule the kingdom of service. You have all my blessings and you have made your mother very, very proud. So this is how she behaves in the sudden change of event. So many changes happen, and then finally, so they all go, we saw how different people reacted. Now finally Bharat returns. And Bharat goes to see his father first. And father was, actually when all this happened, Bharat was in Kakeya, his maternal uncle's house. And then the news was sent to him. And the messenger did not tell that your father has passed away. They said that there is some emergency and you have to come quickly. So he travels and he comes back, and he knew that there is some problem, and that is why I have been called. So when he comes here, he was so shocked and he was in utter disbelief that his father is not there and the kingdom. I mean, just seeing the city, he was very disturbed. And he reaches Kakeyi and he asks that where is father? So Kakeyi, by this time, she had become so hard-hearted that she replies that your father has gone to the place where all animals go after they die. So such harsh thing to talk about her own husband. So that is how she says. And then she starts describing. And then Bharat asks, where? I'm glad that Rama was there when he left the body. I was not there, but at least Rama was there. So she says, no, Rama was not there because Rama has gone to the forest. In fact, he has been exiled to the forest. So he asks, why? What happened? What did Rama do? So Kakeyi tells the whole story in a nutshell. So now the important point of learning is that Bharat, when he gets to know that Rama has gone to exile, he does not blame Kakeyi initially. He inquires. He asks why. So this is an attribute of a good leader, of a good king, or a person in the position, that he is not judging. Like we talk about being judgmental. So Bharat was not being judgmental. He gave proper chance to explain as in what she has done with, or what mistake did Rama do that he has been exiled. And then when she explains everything, and then he gets so very angry that he says that from this day onward, you are not my mother. I cannot accept this kingdom. In fact, he starts rolling on the floor, he was crying, and he turns in the direction of the forest and he pays obeisances to Rama, Sita, and he seeks forgiveness, and then he just leaves that kingdom, and then he leaves that palace, and then he goes to the palace of Kaushalya. And because all this has happened in his name, so actually everybody was, sort of doubting. So Kaushalya was also doubting him, but then he goes there and he pacifies and he convinces him that this is not what I want. In fact, I want Rama to be back, and I'm planning to take the entire army to get Rama back. So then the next day, he starts traveling, he gathers everyone, all these citizens also come with him. It is described that with 9,000 elephants, 60,000 chariots, 10,000 cavalry, and thousands of citizens, everyone starts walking towards the forest to bring Rama back. And so first they reach the place of Guha, who was a tribal king. So he meets, and Guha starts thinking that maybe they have come to defeat Rama, to kill Rama or something. But then seeing his condition, he understands that how much vulnerable, how much sad, how much depressed Bharat himself was. And three mothers have also come along with. Now Kakeyi has realized. So by now Kakeyi had also realized her mistake. So she was also coming. So Guha asked to introduce your mothers. And then he says that this lady who has become a bag of bones, this lady is actually the mother of glorious Rama. That lady who is looking so blissful, she is the proud mother of Lakshman. And pointing out towards Kakeyi, he says that she is the mother of all my miseries. That is how he introduces Kakeyi, that she is the mother of all my miseries. So much they were repenting. So as I was describing that, right and more right. So next, So finally he reaches, he finds Ram, Lakshman and Sita Devi. He goes there. When they see him coming from a distance, Lakshman says, I can see Bharat is coming with all his army. I think he has come to kill all of us. And at that, Rama replies that you cannot speak like that about my brother. You are speaking like that because you are envious of him. You want to be the king. I will tell Bharat to make you the king and he can come here. Now imagine Rama gets so angry with Lakshman, who had voluntarily left everything. Nobody had asked Lakshman to go to the forest. He had just come voluntarily to serve them. And yet Rama gets angry at this brother to protect that brother. So that much love is there between Ram and Bharat. So when he comes in, then Bharat falls down on the ground and he starts seeking forgiveness, and he tries to convince him that you have to come, you have to return, and I cannot take care of this whole thing. I mean, this is all your property, and why are you asking? why should I do it? Why should I take care? It is all yours. And then the Rajguru, he also comes and he also starts explaining that you come back because Ayodhya needs you. In fact, Bharat, he describes various reasons as why I should not be the king. He says that my mother herself is so adharmic and I am her son. How can I establish dharma? So I am not qualified to be the king, so I should not be the king. Then he says that my father, he lost his life because of me. Because ultimately I was the reason, my mother wanted me to be the king. So because of me, the father had lost his life. So I am so sinful, I am a sinner. So how can I be the king? And then he says, without Rama, everything is useless for me. Nothing has any weightage for me. So how can I be the king? In fact, I myself am Rama's property. So how can one property enjoy another property? I am supposed to be enjoyed by Rama, not to enjoy his property. So how can I be the king? And at this time, Vashisht comes in between and he intervenes and he says, Vashisht starts telling that I order you. I am your guru. I order you. You should come back. So I am your guru. You have to follow my instruction. So Rama says, yes, you are my guru. Yes, I have to follow your instruction. But my parents have also given me an order. So what I will do is, as a son, I will follow their instruction first. So 14 years, let me follow their instructions, and then I will come back, and then I will take the kingdom, and then I will be the king. So that is how he pacifies. Next slide. Next slide. So then there is a description that Bharat finally he goes back, and he does not enter Ayodhya. Outside Ayodhya, there is a small village called Nandigram. So he stays there at Nandigram for 14 years. He constructs a tiny little hut where he was staying. And you know what he actually did? He dug the earth 6 foot beneath because he was thinking that Rama would sleep on the floor. So how can I sleep at that level of Lord Ramchandra? So he would sleep inside that earth, and because he knew that Rama would eat only kandamul, roots and fruits, so he decided that for next 14 years, I will be eating only 1 time a day, and that too barley soaked in cow urine. So that is the level of austerity Bharat willingly took because he was thinking that he is such a sinner that because of him, his brother is getting, his brother has to be exiled. So this is how we see how different people like Lakshman, like Sita Devi, like Kaushalya, like Urmila, like Sumitra, like Bharat Maharaj, how they were reacting, Sita Devi, how they were reacting when there is a sudden turn in the event. So sudden turn and twist in the event. Now we proceed to the second lesson. Oh, it's the time up. Oh, I'm so sorry, I could cover only one point. So yeah, thank you for reminding. So we will stop here, and whenever next we get an opportunity, we can continue. So any 5 minutes, any questions, any comments? Anyone would like to speak anything?
for reminding us about the Ramayan. Just a curiosity, that these pictures what you have been showing, it is a digital pictures or something is tracked?
This I have designed using AI.
Because I have seen your videos on Vrindavan Parikrama, so they were very, very beautiful pictures were there, and you told that your team has been some.
Yes, those, yes, yes. These ones I designed.
Hare Krishna Madhavi Radha. Thank you very much, Madhavi. It was very inspiring to again see Ramayan through video. My basic question is, when you started talking about Vibhishana, you mentioned that the Acharyas told he shouldn't have introduced himself as Rama's brother. But please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just assuming because he's entering into Rama's abode. So it is his duty to first tell what his relationship is with Rama, who is supposed to be the enemy of Rama. So maybe with that mindset, he wanted to ignore the others that.
What is the most important identity for us to remember?
Krishna's
Eternal servants.
Jivera Swarup Hoy Krishna Das. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asked by Sanatana Goswami that who am I and why am I suffering? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, I think this is the 20th chapter of Madhya Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita, where he says Jivera Swarup Hoy Krishna Das. So that is our foremost identity. Everything else is in context with our body. So it is just like an attitude, like what is coming out is what I see myself. So from that angle, I mean, yes, of course he needed to inform this also, and yes, that is also one of his material identity. But is he coming because of that identity to Rama?
And about Vibhishana's previous births, do we have any information? I mean, we know Ravana and Kumbhakarna as previous, but Vibhishana, is there anything? I mean, how he
I
came
have
to
not come across.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shankarji. Thank you for wonderful lecture. Just wanted to know what is the position of Shatrugna in this whole Ramayan, and why only Lakshmana has been chosen to go together with the Ram. Why Shatrugna? Why not Shatrugna? As he is also a younger brother of Lord Ram.
So we are all living entities and we all have our choices. So see, when Krishna comes or when Rama comes with all his devotees, all his eternal associates, and then there are different roles which fits for different people, and accordingly they choose and the whole Leela happens. So if everyone wants to be Lakshman, then the Leela would lose its flavor. So there has to be Shatrugna also, there has to be Bharat also. So that is the Leela of the Lord, that is how the Leela is organized.
What is what is the role of Shatrugna? I mean, Lord Ram and Lakshmana went to the exile, and Bharata was also went to the Nandigram and settled there for 14 years. So what about the Shatrugna?
Shatrugna is described that he was helping Bharat in conquering other kingdoms. And in fact, the description is there that when Rama returns, the kingdom had expanded more than 100 times what it was. Because they were very nicely ruling the kingdom, and that was their offering to Lord Ramchandra. So in that consciousness, they were serving Lord Rama. So he was assisting Bharat Maharaj.
Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. You want to add?
Please, sir.
You. Shatrugna also played a very nice role. He stayed back in the kingdom, and because Kaushalya, Keki, Matas, they were all heartbroken. The whole kingdom went into gloom, darkness, sadness. Mata, Keki, Mata, Kaushalya, Mata, they were all in their rooms, heartbroken, no cooking and all that. Shatrugna, he saw What will happen after 14 years when Ram comes back? What will happen to the kingdom? Is it going to be gloom like this? So he went to Kaushalya Mata, Keki Mata. Oh, you guys don't care about me. You're not cooking for me. You only care about Ram and Lakshman, and you don't care about cooking for me. Oh no, no, no. Okay, we'll cook for you. Like that, he pacified them. I'm just doing a short one because then he goes to the road sweepers. You guys are all sad and sitting down and not sweeping. Never mind. Now it's 13 years balance. So let the leaves all dry here and stay here. 14 years, 13 years later, when Lord Rams come, it's all dirty and dusty and dry leaves. Never mind, sit here. No, no, we should sit. Okay. Then he goes to the gardener. Oh, you guys are sitting down and feeling sad. Now it's only 12 years balance. And you're letting all the weeds grow. See, the plants are all, there's no more flowers, all drying up. So like that he was motivating them. And then he was going to everybody. Then he tell them, oh, now it's only 11 years balance. Now it's only 10 years balance. Like that he motivated everybody. By the time everybody realized and they started beautifying Ayodhya, Lord Ram when he returned, Ayodhya was so beautiful, clean, everything was done. Shatrughan stayed back to play this role.
Hari Bol.
Thank you.
I think we will end here for today. Because we have a Tulsi Aarti next program. So Madhaji is here. We can query to her personally as well. Thank you so much, Madhaji, for your time. I think we are very, very grateful to have you. We will gather for Tulsi Aarti now. Thank you.
HG Sukriti Madhavi Mataji ki.